setting goals. So one of the main things that I work on with my clients is looking at existing goals or setting goals, writing some affirmations that go along with those goals so that we can have some measurable progress throughout life. And then also what we do is that we work within those goals to see where mindfulness can be a good fit to help with both writing the goals and achieving those goals. So I just wanted to take you through the process of what that might look like for you. So one of the first things that I like to do is just talk about the 5 W's, if you will, around goal setting. So the who, what, when, why, and how, and what that means for each individual person. So when we look at setting goals, the most important question is why. Why is it important to set goals? And we know from the research that by simply writing something down, it puts it into your memory and makes it stick, versus just thinking about something and then hoping that your memory is going to remember it. And also, you're pretty much 1 to 2 times more likely to achieve your goal if you've written it down. So if there's something that you're really wanting to do in your life and you haven't done it yet, by setting a goal, you're more likely to be able to achieve it. So the first step is establishing why you need goals in the first place. So the next step then is figuring out what you want to write goals about. And I suggest that you look at all areas of your life and then write a goal or two that fits all of those areas. We want life to be holistically pleasant, and we can't do that if we're eliminating one area for another simply because it might be more difficult to achieve a goal there. So I look at physical, mental, or the gaining of knowledge, emotional, relational, financial, career and business, and then other personal interests such as travel. So writing down a goal for each one of those areas of interest and then expanding from there as to what you want to work on is really important in achieving what you want out of life. The goals to write also need to be SMART. So looking at SMART goals, that whole idea was developed by a guy named, and I had to write it down, George Doran in 1981. And so writing SMART goals just allows us to make them more achievable simply because it gives us some parameters to work within. So SMART goals need to be specific, well-defined, and clear, measurable and obtainable, agreed upon with all stakeholders. And even if the stakeholder is just yourself, you need to agree that it's something that you even want to work on in the first place. They need to be realistic and well-resourced, and then time-based. So once we consider all of those factors and we've decided what we want to write goals about, then we're ready to start writing our goals. So the where and the when comes down to working within an environment that makes you feel good. And so that might mean for you setting up a personal office at home, writing these at work, taking a weekend trip to go and write these, but being in an environment that gives you those positive vibes can just be really helpful in putting you in the right mindset to write your goals. So one of the first things that I look at developing with a client is the environment. Is your environment healthy or not? And if it's not, then we work to fix that. So writing your goals in a healthy environment is key. And then also looking at, again, the why you're writing your goals. Where do you want to be in life? And part of that comes down to building a healthy team. So one of the things I do as a coach is I look at your team, who's on your team, who might need to leave your team, and who needs to be on your team for you to be able to achieve your goals. Once you start looking at that, then you can start putting all the pieces in place. So now that you have your goals written down, the next step is to write affirmations. So affirmations is a whole different exercise. It's a whole different video. But essentially what affirmations do is they give you the opportunity to repeat to yourself messages that you need to hear. And those messages are directly linked to areas in your life where you think that you could make some improvement, or some of the negative messages that you send yourself. We turn them into positives, and those positives help support you in achieving your goals. So if this is something that you would be interested in developing, let me know your thoughts, and I would be happy to speak to you about this on a call or a meeting. The first session is always free. So let me know what you think, and talk to you soon, and happy goal writing.